Futures plummet as September CPI comes in double expectations, up 0.4 on headlines, 0.6 on core. Shelter, medical care, food, all bringing us a new year-on-year cycle high. Yields are up 2 year as near 4.5. Get right to those CPI numbers, Jim. We talked a lot about how this would run hot, but shelter up 0.7, medical care up 1.
Yeah,
food away from home 0.9.
Rents have gone up. The people who are selling houses have yet to break price, come down. Food is a factor of geography, where food comes from, not going to come down. Wages can't come down until we have more layoffs, and there haven't been. There's been remarkably few layoffs. We've got the government pouring gasoline on. We got a huge number of jobs that they're creating. You know, witness the fact that Intel could lose jobs in one place, get a subsidy the other. So I find it. I'm looking at the 2 year and thinking, what? Haven't people seen the momentum to go to 5.25? So I'm a little aghast that people are aghast. If they actually look at the numbers, the pieces, instead of just looking up top, in other words, if they're rigorous, they would have seen that it was going to be really hot. So what I'm depressed about, and David, you know this, is that if you pulled the numbers apart, you would have thought it would have been this hot. And by the way, you had a break because the Cleveland Guardians president, Loretta Messer, told you this. And she's doing the most quality. She's doing it. I mean, someone was saying the board's doing quality. I like board. But she's doing the quality work here. She identified all of these as problems.
The response to this number, the services inflation, ex energy, was up 0.8%.
Of course.
Services.
What's come down? And in your daily life, what's come down?
Well, used cars have come down, but not enough to impact the overall number being hotter than expected. But services can tend to be stickier in terms of maintaining that level. Right. And therefore, there are those in the market today who believe that the Fed is going to have to go higher for longer.
I agree.
As a result of the services component of this number being higher than had been anticipated.
Ed Bastian's on this morning. I know we'll give a cut. Delta. Numbers are great. He's raising numbers. Well, that's what are we supposed to say? That, oh, well, I guess that's going in the right direction? There's nothing going in the right direction. Anyone who's going to the supermarket, of which I actually do, David, do the shopping, as grim as that is, grim because of the prices. And you go and you buy things and you say, no, it can't be that. You go to Walgreens, of course, you can't even buy it. They have a good number, but you can't get in because of the key. But that's good. They don't have enough people. They have to raise the wages. There isn't any aspect of your daily life that you see anything coming down except for the $10 to $20 million apartments in New York City.
Right. All right. But rents are not, because we know you check them every day.
I check them every day.
And they continue to go up. They're higher than they've ever been. And that's around the country. We had that conversation yesterday with Willie Walker from Walker Dunlop. Multifamily homes, very strong. Rents continue to be quite strong. And again, so we're seeing the reaction to it. There's the NASDAQ.
My wife just brought.
See what the 2 years doing.
Bought a place.
See what the 10 years doing.
You love
the dollar is going higher. It's once again we're having the same story.
My wife just bought a place.
That's great.
These rates.
Another
already rented. Nice return. How is that possible?
Although Redfin's out this morning saying that rents are growing half as much as they were 6 months ago. Still 9.
Yes. If you own an apartment and you're renting it, you're killing it. So, I mean, what you want to do is have my wife lose money the moment she bought the house, the apartment. That's what's supposed to happen. Jay Powell wants your house down, what you buy down, Bitcoin down, your portfolio down, and your spirits down, and your wages down. And so far, he's only winning on the spirits. And I'm not talking about alcohol, which is way up. David?
You would know.
I sure do. I see the prices. It's incredible.
Sign a lot of those bottles of mezcal.
People pay for the bond, the Colgin. I mean, they're paying like $900 for a bottle of wine that was $600, 2 weeks ago.
All right, Jim. You were despondent yesterday after the PPI number.
Yeah, well, what am I supposed to do?
I would assume there's no real change in your
not after the Phillies lost, no.
So we just keep moving lower. By the way, I would point out, people say, well, we need a panic. We need a panic low. But, equity, a lot of equity players are very lightly positioned.
Right.
They've got hedges on. They're not, they haven't been taking risks for quite some time. No panic. It's just this very methodical move lower.
But there are things.
With every inflation report.
Right, but there are things that shouldn't go lower because some of the raw costs. I mean, there was an upgrade of Colgate today, and almost everything that goes into a tube of toothpaste, all the commodities are coming down. The problem, of course, is you're not going to pay less for the toothpaste unless you put yourself in one of those Amazon things where it just comes every month whether you want it or not.